Nowadays, there are many opportunities for different types of technologies to be utilized in science and math classrooms. There are many exciting new technologies like pad cams, smart boards, and computer software programs, even virtual manipulatives in mathematics that can be utilized now to help teach their respective subjects. There are also many familiar technologies such as calculators and microscopes that are still used in many classrooms today and have merely been updated so that they are more functional within our day and age. And while both of these respective subjects have their separate technologies, we're first going to concentrate on the technologies they do share. First, we're going to start with smart boards and how they're utilized in both subjects. Smartboards are an exciting new technology that allows students and teachers to be more interactive within their respective subjects. Smartboards allowed for images to be more enhanced and larger so students can better see them. They also are larger so that teachers can actually demonstrate the different processes, and this can apply for both science and math. In particular to science, it really allows for that larger atmosphere so that students can really see what is going on instead of having to crowd around a table in order to see what the teacher is doing, and some people not getting the full impact of seeing the processes that are going on. And as for math, it's a whole different way for students to approach the subject. As seen earlier with the clip on patterns, instead of having a piece of paper or the cubes, it's just another aesthetic way for them to shuffle around and easily show different types of patterns. So for math, it's just another aesthetic way for students to be able to learn. Next, we're going to talk about document cameras, also known as pad cams or flex cams. These have really become popular in that they can be used in a variety of different ways. Mostly they're used to zoom up on documents or for taking notes, but even in science, like earlier, they can be shown to show chemical reactions so that they're bigger and they're easier for students to see. So there are really a variety of ways these pieces of technology can be used. Now I'm just going to briefly discuss a couple of computer software programs. One thing that has become very useful and popular in both subject areas is Microsoft Office. For science, it's useful for data collection, and also PowerPoint is really used as well. For math, for the graphing, and for the charts and graphs, it's also useful for that. But besides that, there's also, the fun and the engaging games that most of the time are going to be used when students have free time and just used as an aid and addition to the students' learning in whatever subjects they may be doing at that time in their classrooms. And now we're going to look at certain technologies that apply within the two topics, starting with math. First, there are graphing calculators, which can be used to make angles so the students can actually see where the line segments cross at a midpoint. Another reason math teachers use graphing calculators is because it's easier to see the picture, which represents a visual aid for the student. They also function as a regular calculator in that which students can make quick calculations for addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication as well. So they're kind of a two-in-one instrument. Next are virtual manipulatives to help teach math, and they help students learn the process of solving a problem. The virtual manipulatives are used as visual aids to the students and is a fun way to help learn math differently. And now we're going to move on to certain technologies that apply within the subject of science. Wireless microscopes are new tools that allow students to be able to examine objects up close more personally. They have better magnification than handheld lenses, and they don't have the hassle of the microscopes that require cords. So they're a very useful and easy tool for students to have access to in science. And lastly, we're going to talk about science-specific instruments, as they have been labeled because they seem like in the classroom the only thing they would be good for is science, even though they can have some math tie-ins as well. And these types of technologies are things like digital scales, digital thermometers, stopwatches, a whole long list of different technologies that would make this video much longer than it needs to be if I were to name all of them. What these tools provide are very exact results, probably than what they would get in normal scales or normal thermometers. These technologies allow them to get it down to the 10th, maybe the 100th place, so that the results are very exact. And they don't have to sit there and try to guesstimate, oh well, these certain results tied or are the same, because we don't go out to enough places to be able to get exact results. So these help with that and make their results and their conclusions a lot easier for the students to figure out. Nowadays, there are a whole new host of technologies that have helped to aid in the teaching of science and math. Everything from smartboards to microscopes to even virtual manipulatives have allowed teachers and students to interactively learn and teach their subjects. And it'll truly be very exciting to see what new technologies will come forward in the next few years to help further the teaching of these subjects even more than these technologies already allow.